Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's 1 minute or 2 minutes past noon. This is Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York. And this is Living in the Light because I'm always living in the light. So I'm actually helping you and hoping that together we can live in the light and form a circle of light. So, on today's show, I'm going to cover topics like your energy field, what's an energy field, ascension symptoms, gemstone crystals, and the value of them, and I'll do a visualization. So, it's Friday. I hope everyone had a wonderful week, and I hope everyone has plans to do something fun this weekend. Enjoy your family, friends, a loved one, maybe time alone in nature. Just these summer months, it's very valuable to have quiet time. I speak of stillness and peace and serenity. And that's when we find those moments is when we have no work and maybe we're planning something fun to do and we find joy in our heart. So I don't know how much you know about me. I've mentioned that I'm an intuitive, and I have spoken to you about being an empath as well. And so, as an intuitive, I um, I receive messages and signs and symbols, and I'm basically a person that just makes decisions based on my intuition. I follow my path based on my intuition, like it's instinctual for me. And I have to tell you that it's like you take the thought process out. So back when I really came to grips with the fact that I was doing this, and I was actually an intuitive, a clairvoyant. I went by an alternative name, and the name was Blue Butterfly. And I really thought that if I used that name, then no one would know that it was me. Funny, haha, right? And I wasn't really embracing my authentic self. And I talk about how important that is because we are all original. We're all gifted with talents and abilities, and I speak about how important it is to have self love and to acknowledge your talents and abilities and how important it is. And when we uncover and reveal, even first to ourselves, where we accept ourselves, every part of ourselves, all our characteristics, and we have self love. And we take away any shame, we take away any hurt and pain. And how do we do that? We go right into whatever's bothering us and we go to it and we accept it and we embrace it. If it's a fear, then you embrace your fear. If it's something that you felt that you regret doing, then you embrace it. Because when you run from something inside of you, first of all, it's going to give you looping thoughts, and it's going to be somewhere stuck inside of you, right? And you can't move on from that. That's a block. That's going to block you in the future, and you won't be able to manifest. You won't be able to raise to a higher consciousness and a higher vibration. You won't have beautiful opportunities because you're blocking yourself. No one else can fix you but you. And so I I to a degree accepted who I was, and I said, okay, I'll accept it, but I'll give myself a new name. So I gave myself the name Blue Butterfly. And I wrote this little guide, this little spiritual guide. And I wrote this after I basically encountered issues, and I realized there was definitely steps to becoming more authentic and more real and more loving to yourself. And when I do a reading, I talk about your energy field. And this steps are in this book of mine, this guide. And so, for example, here I am, right? And imagine you standing there. So surrounding you, your whole entire body is an energy field. And in that energy field is stored all your experiences, any traumas that you've had, joy that you've had, whatever's going on with you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So when I do a reading, I can see in my third eye what you have around you. And so this information comes to me. It's not a thought process, it just comes to me. And I will see, maybe I'll see, it could be anything. Maybe I see a deer. Maybe I see a circumstance of you with someone else. Maybe an angelic form or an entity comes through. Maybe someone who's passed. And what I see forms some kind of story. And usually the story is about your personality. It's about whatever issues that you're going through. It might be interpersonal, it might be relationships, it might be career, it might be something that you're struggling with. And so I read your energy field, and then I actually spend time clearing your energy field of blockages. So anyway, I'm bringing this up so that you have an idea of where I'm coming from. And in this little guide, I give 7 prophecies. That's why it's called the White Light Prophecies. And first off, I talk about how important it is to visualize light around yourself. I speak of light, and we can do a visualization together later on, and we can bring light within our body, but also to put light around ourselves. And when we put light around ourselves, mystical experiences happen. And so first off, I talk about visualizing a white light energy field around you to clear your field. And then I go on to talk about just things like appreciating and loving nature and having compassion for others, virtuous actions, because virtuous actions create happiness. And I speak of a dream journal, which I talk about immensely because I know how important it is to keep track of your dreams. And then after you've been following your dreams, what evolves is that your dreams become your reality. When you start looking into the themes of your dreams and the fears, because it's your unconscious giving you messages, you will transition into the authentic, multidimensional being of light that you were born to be. And I know during life, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and I have pain for you because I feel pain for others. I have pain, and I have some worry even about you and what's ever happened to you and how it covers all the light that you have. Because when we're babies, we're born with beautiful light. And then relationships and life takes over, and maybe someone's been super critical of you, and so then you have lower self-worth. You possibly have just had an easy road of it and everything's flowed for you. Maybe you've incarnated many, many times and you're an old soul. I'm just giving examples right here. So write down your dreams every morning and go out and spend time in nature, at least 5 to 15 minutes every day, especially time in the sun. The sunlight will heal you, and it will open up and activate your DNA and bring light into your cells. I want to remind you to please like this video and subscribe to Mary Amy Official. And you can always find me on my site, where maryamyofficial.com. I'm here because I want to be a constant symbol of light and hope. And I hope that you join me and write in the chat and continue to spend time with me. And we will form that beautiful circle of light. I'm doing videos every morning between 9 and 12 every morning, Monday through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to kind of re-energize myself. I also want to mention, something that is very important is asking for higher power. Maybe it's angels. I've spoken about angels and how angels have revealed themselves to me, whether it's been in dreams or I see in my third eye this magnificent archangel. And angels are made of light and they're immortal, they're non-gender. And, maybe you've experienced an angel presence. So that might show in the form of maybe you feel a tingling on the top of your head. Maybe something's crossed your path and you saw it out of the corner of your eye. Some say that there's angel indications like a feather, a coin, a bell ringing. Now, angels are energy, and just like how we see angels is basically, to me, and from what I understand, it's the most beautiful vision that we could possibly see, and that's how it's shown in fine art. And do angels actually look like with the wings and the halos? I believe that they look like an outline of light, and I believe that they're coming through to you in whatever is the most positive idea that you have of an angel. Just like dark energy, dark entities come through in scary forms. So if you ever see some scary entity, or maybe a demon or something that's very scary, it's going to come through to you in a scary form because it's trying to scare you. I believe that any being, any entity, any person that comes to me, I don't deal with it in a negative way. I send love and light to everything, love from my heart. And that's how you deal with negativity, is sending it love. Send everything love. So again, about angels. So sometimes when people have had near-death experiences, angels have met them to guide them to the next step beyond this life that we're living in. And so they've experienced seeing angels. Maybe they're messengers. They always are here to protect us. They come from the heavens to earth. There's tens of millions of angels, and everyone has a guardian angel with them. Okay, so before we move on to a visualization, I want to talk about ascension symptoms. So ascension symptoms. What are ascension symptoms? Well, ascension symptoms are actually physical ailments. They're symptoms that you have. And as we're leaving our carbon-based bodies and we're moving to crystalline light, we are transitioning to multidimensional beings of light. And during that process, we're going to have physical symptoms. Maybe you'll have ringing in the ear, and that doesn't last very long, at least for me. It just sounds like, when you go for a hearing test, it sounds like that sound in your ear, left or right, sometimes both. Usually it happens to me in my right ear maybe once a day. Maybe you'll change your eating habits. Maybe you'll stop eating certain foods. You will be less hungry or more hungry. You'll want to sleep more. And the reason why you'll want to sleep more is you have to energize, and your body is taking on more energy and more light. These solar flares that are coming upon the earth are changing us. They're taking away the darkness that's on the earth. Evil is leaving the earth. Darkness and negativity are leaving the earth, and light has come forward. The shift has happened. Negativity is going. It's going to disappear. And everything left is going to be beautiful and lovely because we are living in the golden age now. This is heaven on earth. So ascension symptoms are your way of ascending to a higher timeline. We've been living in the 3D timeline. If you know anything about the looking glass technology, looking glass technology is a stargate, and they used it to see the future. You can Google it, and there's videos about it. I've done a few, and they saw that there was 2 timelines. They saw that there was timeline, I think it was 1 and 2, and then there was timeline 2. And those handling this looking glass technology were trying to prevent the positive timeline from succeeding. And they did everything they could, and it didn't work. And so we're on the timeline for 5D. And maybe you can timeline jump. I don't know if you know anything about that. I'll share with you. So how do you timeline jump? So basically, you are, as you raise your vibration to a higher consciousness, and how do you do that? You do that by going to yourself and embracing all of you and living in love to everyone, sending love to everyone and yourself. And as you do that, you take on new characteristics, a new personality. And as you ascend, you take on a new personality. There's attributes and characteristics that you've had that have been dormant inside of you. And now, as we grow and we transition and transform into this new version of ourselves, a more prominent personality will come forward. Maybe you'll discover a new purpose in life. Maybe that mission, a mission will come. You'll have a come to Jesus moment, an epiphany, and you'll say, oh my gosh, this is what I was supposed to do my whole entire life, and I wasn't, and you'll change careers. Maybe you'll just be a better version of you, and you'll do more of your purpose and your passions. And I suggest that you go back into your childhood and you remember what was it that you wanted to be when you grow up. And remind yourself and make sure that you have no regrets. So our ascension symptoms are going to take us to another version of ourselves. And as soon as you head into the ascension symptoms, there's no turning back. You are ascending. You've awakened. Now, how do you awaken? Well, I said you can start your awakening process by visualizing light around yourself, spending time in nature. If you're having trouble grounding yourself, in other words, you're having looping thoughts and you can't stop from anxiety and feeling overwhelmed, when you get a chance, grab your legs, imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth's surface, sit on the roots of a strong, healthy tree, because its energy field is very powerful and strong, and it will help ground you. Live in the present. I spoke about living in the present yesterday. Live in the present. Here we are. It's Friday. It's 12:21 in New York. And it's, I think, 95 degrees out. And I'm here doing this video, and you're watching, and you're with me. If you're coming on at a different time, think about where you are right now, your present moment. That's how you ground yourself. Don't think beyond right now, because sometimes it's too much. We have plans and we have things we're doing, but we're not utilizing this beautiful moment right now that we're alive and we're breathing on this new earth, Gaia. So let's have gratitude and thankfulness for this moment, and let's hope and wish for better times. I speak of light on the horizon. good things are coming, which means a difficult situation will improve farther than the possible mind can take you. But light on the horizon is beyond what you're able to see. Good things are coming for you. I know this. Darkness is leaving the earth and beautiful light is taking over. The golden age. Now like and subscribe, Mary Amy Official. Again, I'll be doing videos every day. So your energy field, let me remind you, that's around you. So we want to clear our energy field. We want to embrace our hearts, embrace ourselves. Whatever it is, it's okay. Whatever's happened to you. There was a lot of darkness on the earth. There's been traumas and sometimes we have regrets. Forgive those who have hurt you. That's key. Forgiveness. And accept forgiveness. Maybe make a list of, hopefully it's a short list of people that you want to ask for forgiveness. We don't want to harm other people. We sometimes people do mean things to others, or they send hate or anger or hurt others because they have pain inside their heart. So I say, go to your heart. Ask your heart, are you okay? Is there anything that I need to deal with? Because when we have pain inside of our bodies, mental pain turns into physical pain. And sometimes it goes beyond fixing. So we want to get to it before it's preventative. So go to your heart and say, I love you. I love you. Look in the mirror. I love you. I accept you. It's very important. Write in the chat. I want to hear. Make a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'm here for guidance. I'm here to support you. You are worthy. Let's bring more joy into your life. Okay, so I want to mention something. So, I talk about having visions and I talk about mystical experiences, and I'm finding that I'm having more and more of them lately. And, I looked in my third eye because I bring light from the fifth dimension here, and I look closer. I can see more. I can see hidden secrets or hidden things or entities around me. I do checking that way. Because when you have a lot of light, darkness tries to come in and put thoughts in your mind, confuse you. People can sometimes be either possessed or they have energies attached to them. You can have that happen to you either by objects. It can be something that was someone else's. I'm not someone who brings old furniture into my house for that reason. Sometimes it happens in our homes. Either there was something that was in the footprint of the property that was dark, something that was living there previously, or someone that lived in the home previously. And there's ways to get rid of it. Sometimes it's impossible to get rid of it and you have to move. Hopefully it's not. That's rare occasions. And I encountered that when I did house clearings. But I suggest whenever you're in a new space to get some sage. You can get it at the supermarket, grocery store. I know Whole Foods carries it, little bundles of sage. And you just go around the house. In fact, I have one and I'll show it to you. So this is called smudging. So you take this, and this is a little bundle of sage, and you want to burn the end. You want to have some kind of dish underneath because it's going to shed a little bit of, little sparks. And you're going to go around the space that you're in, and you're going to sage the space. Because I do healings, after I meet someone, I usually put, I sage the area, the space, myself, and then also wherever I did the healing to clear the space. So I mentioned earlier dark energies and entities and how they come in the form of maybe something very negative or scary to you. it's really not scary. It's just confused energy. It's coming in a form that you identify as something scary. Just like I say, angels come in the form of beautiful, illuminating beings of light. That's the energy they show themselves. So anyway, so you want a sage, um, and that's how you clear the space. And now I'm a little, oops. I'm trying to get comfortable. My puppy dog's behind me, Elsa. She keeps showing up every day. She wants to be on camera. There she is. Can you see her? She's sleeping right now. She just loves being on camera. Elsa's the star on this YouTube video. So anyway, moving on. I was about to tell you what happened today about a vision that I had, and then I got sidetracked because that's what I sometimes do. And I'm just trying to pour out information that I have, and so I hope that you stay with me, because it's all about us personally growing and changing. And it's not necessarily that we're going to be different, but we're going to transition into the best version of ourselves. The more light that we bring into our being and surrounding our being, the more that we will transition into a multidimensional being of light. And we will ascend to a higher dimension. And we will have higher consciousness and more awareness. And that's why I suggest meditation. And we will be doing a visualization in just a minute. I know some of this sounds scary when I say embrace your fears, accept yourself. Sometimes we can't. So maybe come up with an affirmation. I would say, like, this is going to bring tears to my eyes. I would say, I remember even when I said I have to have an affirmation because sometimes things are scary. So I would say, I am brave and I am courageous. So I'm suggesting that affirmation for you. I am brave and I'm courageous. And after a while, you'll only need to hear that once in a while, but maybe start your day with hearing that. I'm brave and I'm courageous after you write down your dreams. So this morning I did have a vision, and I spoke of my vision yesterday, which was, or a few days ago, I remember I said I had grass under my feet, and then I saw light on the horizon, like I always do, and then I saw a tiger. And I spoke about power animals and power signs. And today, my vision was, I saw myself having a candle, and then there was someone in front of me having a candle and someone else in front of me. And I think that was validation for me to be here with you and giving hope and hoping that we can bring more love and light into your life. I'm so blessed every day that I'm here. So the vision was that I saw myself holding a candle, someone else, someone else, someone else, and it went to infinity. Maybe that's the circle of light. And then here we go with another animal or another living being. A bird went by, but I said, is that a cardinal? And I said, no, it wasn't a cardinal. And you know what it looked like? It looked like a baby chick that pops out of an egg. And I said, so maybe I've kind of popped out of myself, of being dormant. Like maybe I was an egg and I popped out. Maybe it's a metaphor. I'm just coming up with possible, I guess, descriptions, possible. I'm trying to identify what it means really. So it could be a lot of things, but maybe you'll start to have visions like I do. All right, so let me move on, and I'm just going to mention crystals. So I became kind of obsessed with crystals. Now, I know that some people are really, really invested in crystals. And way back when, maybe it was probably 26 years ago, I met a feng shui expert, and I was living in New Jersey, and she enlightened me on the worthiness of crystals. And so these little tumbled gemstones, and I didn't really understand. And then I started realizing that each little crystal has a meaning, and there's symbolism to it, and then they have some healing properties. So these are crystal quartz, and this feng shui expert actually told me how beneficial they were to placing them in your home, and they came from the earth, and that's why. So that these are from the earth, and these stones have healing properties. Sometimes there's holistic coaches and practitioners use them on your chakras. This is our crown chakra, right? Our third eye chakra, when you're laying down. So these clear quartz tumble gemstones are a stone of power. And I thought I'd start out by showing these and sharing these, because these to me are like top of the line. These I have by my bedside, like a huge container of them. Now, my recommendation is, after you get some of these gemstones, if you decide to have them, I mean, sometimes people have enormous crystals and beautiful raw crystals, and they're almost an art piece, and they place them in different parts of the home. These, I suggest you wash, in warm water, and then you place them out in the light. Sometimes people put them out for a full moon, and it enhances their abilities. So these actually protect you from negativity, and they help endorse a spiritual connection, and they bring you to your higher self. They magnify healing vibrations with energy or intention. So what I'm trying to say is, with the energy intention. So maybe you can have an intention. So let's say right now I'm going to say aloud an intention with you. And so this intention would be, I'm going to give you what I'm thinking of. So maybe my intention with these clear quartz would be, I'm saying in my mind to have more patience. And I wouldn't normally share that, and I don't suggest you sharing it, but I'm saying that might be an intention, to have more patience. I'm working on having more patience. I have had a gazillion, infinity impatience about many, many, many situations with other people. So I give people passes. That's how I operate. I hold people accountable, and I set my boundaries. I spoke about boundaries the other day, and self-love, and having an invisible line surrounding you 1 foot from your being, that you imagine this line, and no one can cross it unless you give permission. And I've done all of that. But now I need to have patience within myself, because sometimes I don't have it, and I want to be there quicker. And I've spoken how I'm creative, and how I do creative acts, and then I just move to the next, move to the next, and move to the next. So now I'm having the intention, I'm sharing with you, circle of light, a circle of light. I'm sharing with you my intention to have more patience. So I'm suggesting, if you feel like it, if this resonates with you, go out and get some crystals, and every video I'm going to present a different crystal. Okay, now let's do a visualization. Okay, so here we go. You ready for a visualization? Anyone who's joining us, please Make sure that you like the video and subscribe. And every day, Monday through Friday, I'll be doing morning videos. They last about 48 minutes. It seems like that's when I seem to be done. So here we go, and we're going to do a quick visualization. And what is this substance? Why am I doing this? Because it's a step above or beyond a meditation. And meditation is about breathing, and meditation is about expanding your awareness and your mind and making room. Maybe everything feels compressed and you're overwhelmed and you have anxiety, and we just have to stop. We have to stop, and we have to live in the present, and we have to live in the here and now so we're not overwhelmed. So a visualization is guided imagery. It will help bring you to a better mental state. And this is very valuable to you because if you're unsettled or stressed, maybe you've undergone something that's bothered you. Maybe it has nothing to do with your personal life. Maybe it's out in the world. And sometimes you turn on the television and it's overwhelming. So let's do a visualization, and this will bring more serenity and calmness into your being. And let's help relax ourselves. So let's do this together. So I'd like you to get into a comfortable position. Sit or lay down. And I'd like you to close your eyes, okay? And so let's now take a few moments to do some inhales and exhales. And so we're going to do that. We're going to breathe in and out together, and we're going to form just a natural breathing. Okay, so let's do that together slowly. Okay, 3 times. Okay, now as you're inhaling and exhaling, I hope that you are releasing any thoughts or anything that's been bothering you before this moment. Let's let go of it, and let's be in the here and now. And I'd like you to do a body scan from the top of your head, your crown chakra, to the tip of your toes, and just let go of anything that you're holding on to in your body, because our body holds on to energies and experiences. So let's let that go. At least for now, let's let it go and let it leave our mind, our body. Maybe you need to tense your body and release it to just see exactly if you have any pain anywhere. And I hope you don't have any pain anywhere. Let's just let go of anything before this moment. So what I'd like you to do now is, during this visualization, which is guided imagery, I'd like you to imagine the most glorious nature scene. Now maybe to you that is a beach. It could be a waterfall. So when I mean glorious, I mean it's vivid. It brings joy to your heart. We're looking for a nature scene that will bring joy to your heart. And so I'd like you to imagine the most vibrant, colorful nature scene that you can imagine. Maybe it's a waterfall, a beach, a field of flowers, a forest, mountains. Whatever it is that resonates with you, that brings joy to your heart. Now I'd like you to bring as many details to your senses. What does it smell like, this nature scene? What does it look like? What are the colors? What do you feel like in this nature scene? Really take it in. Be in that nature scene. I want you to connect to this nature scene, the colors of nature, with the fresh air. Feel the freedom and see the beauty. Always, sun is beaming down on you. And I'd like you to remain in that moment, and I'd really like you to embrace it so you can remember it in the future. So maybe it's a beach, and maybe you see the waves and the sand, and what is the water like that touches your feet? Maybe it's a waterfall and the glistening water is coming down on you and you can see it from the sun. Maybe it's a magnificent field of flowers and there's colors of purples and reds and yellows. Maybe it's a forest of trees. Maybe you're standing among trees. Maybe in the distance you see mountains, glorious, huge, grand mountains. Whatever it is, it's up to you. It's your personal nature scene. It's your go-to nature scene. So let's stay in that moment. The sun is beaming on you. You're letting go of the past, any fear, any anger, any hurt, any pain. You're bringing forgiveness to your heart. If you have stress, let's let go of that stress. You don't need it right now. Just let's be in this moment together. I'm here with you. We're together in this beautiful moment in this nature scene. You're going to look forward to the future in this nature scene. It's going to expand your heart and your mind and your spirit to more miracles, beautiful miracles that are going to encompass your life. You're going to be more fulfilled. You begin to feel better emotionally and physically. Breathe out stress. Breathe it out. If you have to speak it out, speak it out. Let go of any stress. Something that's bothering you, let it out. And we're going to breathe in joy and new beginnings. We're going to feel the joy. And we're going to imagine beautiful new beginnings. So we're going to stay in that moment. Okay, now we're going to count backwards to 1. And then we're going to open our eyes. And we're going to hold on to that moment as we come out. So 3, 2, 1. Now, at first, I know this might be difficult if you've never done meditation or visualizations, but I guarantee you that this will be beneficial to you. You will bring more serenity. You will expand your mind. There'll be more room. You're going to make room in that mind and in your heart for happiness and light and love. Now, to take that further, if you want to go to more advanced mode, I suggest that you try to visualize your go-to nature scene once a day. How long? A few seconds. Just go to it. This will change you. And I know this because I did it. So back, I guess it was 2014, I started doing this. I came up with this. So I started with a field of flowers. And it started bringing in mystical moments in my life and more opportunities and more good luck. And I was able to manifest. So this is why I suggest this. Maybe if you're now this is another advanced. So at that point, I really had still a lot of drama-esque people in my life, a lot of dramatic, a lot of anger, low vibrational energies surrounding me. And I had to endure them because of it was either in a relationship or it was a work-related situation, and I had to suck it up. I had to stick it out. So what I would do is when I was in those moments, maybe someone was angry, maybe someone was ranting or something negative, I would go to my nature moment, my nature scene. I would visualize the field of flowers. And it's funny, when someone is with you and they're misbehaving and you do this, you shift your energy and you shift the energy that's surrounding you, and they don't know, but something changes. They sense it. The person, try it. Have a little experiment. It's so crazy. This works. So I'm suggesting you try the nature scene if you're in a difficult situation. I rarely have to do this anymore because most of the individuals that I attract are similar to my energy, and they're not dramatic, but I do encounter drama quite a bit still. Okay, so one thought can change everything. If you're in a difficult time, try this. If you're feeling sad or unhappy or any negative emotions, low vibrational, try this nature seed. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to cover today? Let's see. I want to remind you that we all have times that are difficult, and we all are kind of going through a lot of changes on this earth right now. And I speak of how the shift has come and how we have light on the earth, and we kind of hit a collective consciousness, Christ consciousness. But there are certain aspects of all of our lives that there is discontent, and that there is still troubling moments. So I'm telling you that I'm here for you regardless. And it's not just about light, because, there's highs and lows in everyone's life, and there is tragedy, and there are reasons for us to be upset, and there are reasons for us to be angry sometimes, or emotional and upset. And I'm telling you right now that I'm here for you, and I want to be a place that you can come to and know that I understand. I'm being supportive, and I'm sending love to you, and I'm wishing good things for you. And that's why I'm here. This is my mission. I'm supposed to do this. And so I'm doing it. I've cracked open the egg, and I'm out, no longer dormant. And I do want to remind you that I spoke of in the beginning of the video about the white light prophecies, and it's a guide to finding a more spiritual path. And let's develop new ways of looking at the world, a new perspective. Let's become that beautiful, authentic self that I know is within you. And I hope that this weekend brings joy to your life. I hope you spend time outside. I hope that you try something new. Try one of your 5 humongous goals. Do something on that list of 5. And I'm reminding you also to remember your 3 talents and abilities. We all have them. And what is that? You are special. You are special. Everyone is special. Make a list. Write it down. 3 special, authentic characteristics that you have, whatever that is. Maybe you have beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you're exceptional runner. Maybe you know how to write poetry. You're an artist. Maybe you're a really good friend to a lot of people. Maybe you're super loyal. There's a million things that you could be. So I'm just asking for you to write down 3. That's all, 3. Because this will change you. We're trying to morph into the most beautiful, authentic version of ourselves. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Let's bring abundance and love and light into our lives. I'm Mary Amy. I hope you join me next week. I'll be back on Monday, and I'm going to send light. I always start doing it counterclockwise. Clockwise 3 times, because you're here in the middle of the light. And I'm sending light around you, clockwise and counterclockwise. I believe in you. I'm sending you light. Make a wish. Dreams do come true. I love you all. Be well. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And be in this moment. This moment is powerful, and make it better. Stretch it out. Make your life an adventure. I love you all. Be well. Bye. Bye. And Elsa says bye too. She's a little sleeping dog. She just woke up.
Everybody be well. Bye.